My skirt is always clean, and what's underneath it as well.
A great thing for all of you booze hounds out there is, why not substitute this with milk?
So my recommendation, younger is better. How you been? We missed you. We've been talking and tasting without you. We're glad to see you back because it's time to talk and
taste.
That's right. So we're of course coming at you from Japan, as we say every episode. Today we're keeping it extra clean.
Mario say like to keep it clean.
Oh, I see.
Right? Because sometimes we toe the line a little bit, but today we want to keep it super clean. In fact, we want to keep it so clean, we're talking about bathing.
And I know you like to keep a clean skirt.
Well, we talked about that in some prior episodes. My skirt is always clean, and what's underneath it as well. Why is that? Because I'm a fan of the Japanese onsen. What's an onsen, Timothy?
Onsen is the Japanese hot spring, and this is one of the most, I guess, unusual aspects of Japanese culture. It can be shocking the first time you end up completely naked with a lot of strangers in a hot bath.
You know what? It can be even more shocking when you end up naked with people you know in a hot bath.
True.
So the onsen, exactly as Timothy said, it is literally the translation of a hot spring. As you know, Japan, a Pacific Rim of fire, very geothermally active. That means, of course, that there are a lot of just geothermal hot springs here, which means that bathing is really an important part of the Japanese tradition and identity. And in fact, Japanese people don't take a lot of vacations, right? However, their reprieve from the workaday life of Japan is the onsen. It's like a little mini vacation. And in fact, very often people will leave the city on the weekends to go out to some town that is renowned for its hot springs. And it's where you really just get to relax. One of the segments I had on a Japanese TV show, I worked for a variety show. I would do the segment where they would send me out into the field and send me to go to these onsens and basically, put a little towel on and they'd film me, which I'm fine with that.
Little towel?
It was really more of a bath mat. But I did have one episode where I had a co-host, a Japanese co-host, and it was an onsen with an aquarium around it. So you're in the onsen, and there are all these fish and turtles and stuff swimming by. Yes. And I got excited because I saw a turtle, and I stood up and I dropped my towel, and he was right there. And yeah, so that's Japanese TV for you.
It is time to move on to the tasting now.
Yes. When you get out of your hot bath and you're so relaxed, you're more relaxed than you thought you could ever be. If it's in the winter, you go outside and literally steam is coming off your body like you have a superpower. You want something refreshing.
Isn't that always? No, sorry. So what we're going to do, because onsen is typically Japanese, we are also going to taste something that could not be any more quintessentially Japanese.
That's right.
What do you think it is, Max?
Quintessentially Japanese.
Yes.
And alcohol.
Yes.
So it's got to be.
It's going
the sake.
To be sake.
However,
yes, the twist.
Bit of a special twist.
Yeah, it is the twist. So today we're not going to taste just a regular clear sake. We are going to taste the nigori sake.
Nigori sake.
Yes.
どういう意味でしょうか?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So, what that is it's actually an unfiltered sake. So it comes out completely cloudy, which is quite a shock. If somebody's pouring you a drink that's not milk or yogurt and it goes into your glass and it looks very cloudy and very murky, you're probably thinking, oh. But no, this is the nigori sake, which is unfiltered, and as I said, it means that it's left cloudy. Now, the maker we are tasting today is very popular in the States. It's actually the Gekkeikan, which has 25% market share in the States. So
yeah, this is exciting. Nigori sake is actually not that common here. I've had it, but it's not what you just normally get, say, if you go to an izakaya. They might have it on the menu, but it's not the regular standard go-to. That's a nice shake.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
You want to shake it some more?
It's-
You want to shake it some more?
It's-
You want to shake it some more? 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 You want to shake it
It's time for T-Cube, Timothy's top tips. So, Timothy's top tip today is, if you have a nigori sake, do not forget to shake it before you serve it. Yes. So, make sure you shake it, because if you don't, it won't actually pick up all of some of those lovely fruity characters, some of those really complex characters that you're getting from the cloudiness, the sediment in the bottle, and it means you're missing out. I mean, look at that. That is a color right there. My goodness.
Wow, that is genuine. So the cloudiness here, basically lack of filtration, which is really common with kind of high-end whiskeys as well, right? Non-filtering them, because you get more ester, more mouthfeel, more oily texture, etc. I'm assuming it's similar for the nigori sake as well. So this is just basically kind of rice particles, right?
Yeah,
and maybe
exactly.
a little yeast.
Correct.
Well, no, not yeast.
No yeast.
Because Max Facts! That's right, I have two facts for you today. The first one is that this isn't actually sake. Sake in Japanese simply means the entire category of fermented things, alcoholic things. If you're in Japan and you'd like to drink this, ask for Nihonshu. Nihonshu just means Japanese alcohol, basically, right? For one, Max Facts number 2 is that we can drink this delicious Nihonshu thanks to a fungus. That's right, we use a fungus. Japan basically domesticated this form of Aspergillus fungus, which they use to draw the sugars from the starches in the rice.
So let's get into the tasting. I mean, straight away on the nose, it's quite fruity. It reminds me like you've just maybe sliced a nice, delicious apple in half, let it sit for maybe 10 minutes, and it's got a little bit of oxidized apple character about it, which is really pleasant. This is amazing. I mean, you can see the crust that it's throwing on the side of my glass. I mean, that is quite unbelievable. If you didn't know what you were drinking, you'd probably be questioning what this was. I mean, obviously, being unfiltered, it gives it definitely a bit more body. It gives it a creamier consistency. I mean, it does almost have like a milky character about it, right? It's quite full, it's quite rich, but very fruity. There's a little bit more, I would say, a touch more sweetness than you might have on a standard filtered sake, which is quite common for nigori sake. It's usually the fruitiest, a little bit sweeter than the other varieties. It is now time for Talk and Taste score. And remember, the score we can give it is out of 5 pink Speedos. 5 pink Speedos is the maximum score. This nigori sake, 3 pink Speedos out of a maximum of 5. Now, the reason being is because, I mean, this is not a super high-end sake.
I might have gone 4 Speedos. I think it's full enough to fill out 4 Speedos, maybe even with room to spare.
Well, you've been known to go heavy on Speedos in the past.
Yeah. Little known fact as well, actually. This stuff is often best drunk young, in my opinion. So my recommendation, younger is better.
Okay, didn't see that coming. It's now time for Take My Money.
Yeah, you should buy this. Why should you buy this? Well, first of all, unless you're really a Nihonshu connoisseur, you probably won't have had this nigori experience before. Plus, you can invite friends over and entertain them with your knowledge and the stories of how this is made and how it's different from other Nihonshus as well. And frankly, I think if you are making your first foray into Japanese alcohol, this is a really good entrance.
Hey, can I get in on your Take My Money?
Absolutely not. That's my segment.
Okay, thanks. So, another great tip for you booze hounds out there is why not substitute the milk in your morning cornflakes for nigori sake. Nobody will ever know, and you can get that sweet hit of alcohol early doors.
That might be good too.
Are we done?
Breakfast. This has been another episode of Talk and Taste. Drop us something in the comments because, frankly, I think we're having too much fun doing this, and we would love for you to be a part of it too. So tell us your either hangover experience, your hangover cure experience, or your experience with Japanese alcohol, Nihonshu. What's it been like for you? Talk and Taste. We'll see you again next time.
Goodbye.
Max knows the spirit and Tim knows the wine. Have a drink with us and it'll be a fine time. 'Cause if you miss out, well, that's a waste. So make a little time for Talk and Taste. We're gonna talk and taste.